Hi, everybody, and welcome to Step Into My Office. Today, we're doubling down on successful women because I'm on the set of The Daily Show with Jon Stewart to talk with Samantha Bee and Jessica Williams. We're here to get the inside scoop on how they create fake news on a nightly basis for millions of loyal fans and to find out what career secrets they have that we all can use.
You know that you don't get measles from horse, right?
I just hoped she hadn't spread it to others.
Holy are you pregnant? Are you? Wait, did you just get 6 months pregnant?
Ladies, thank you for having me here today. I would think your job would have to be terrifying. Comedy sounds terrifying.
We have an audience come in every day, and we're performing for them, but...
We do get more for us. We're not really, I mean, we love the audience, but I think that we try to please ourselves first. Does that make sense?
It does, and I think you've been doing that for a long time, because didn't you do a fake news show when you were 6 or 7 years old?
When I was 6 or 7 years old. I have a cassette tape, which is very precious to me, and it has, in my 6-year-old handwriting, across the top, news for goofs.
News for goofs.
News for goofs.
This is the early Daily Show.
This is the earliest incarnation of the Daily Show. Occurred in my kitchen in Toronto, Canada.
Jessica, you auditioned for The Daily Show right out of college.
I was doing Upright Citizens Brigade in Los Angeles, and then I was auditioning for another film, and the casting director's like, they're casting The Daily Show, why don't you submit a tape? And I did, and I got a call a week later that was like, John saw your tape, he wants to fly you out to New York to audition with him in the studio. But I had green hair. It was a very different time. Yeah, I did. Right. Green hair.
Sam, you've said that you were really shy as a kid. So how did you make the decision to go into performance?
I was headed to law school, actually, and I took a theater class as an elective, and then it really became something that I dove into. And, well, you can imagine the conversation in my home when I was like, you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna skip out on law school. I think I'm gonna try, like, theater instead. Everyone was so happy and excited.
Show of hands, who here considers themselves to be ethnically Russian? Oh my God, okay.
You have the pleasure of working with Jon Stewart. Tell me what he's like as a boss.
When I first started working at the show, I would kind of go into John's office and be like, so, like, what's the secret of comedy? Like, how do I do what you do? And the first thing he said to me was, you just need to, like, figure out yourself and your voice and, like, let that happen, as opposed to, like, trying to force it and trying to impress everyone.
How much do each of you plot out your careers, in as much as it's even possible to do that?
Anything that's longer than, like, 3 years from now, I'm like, I couldn't even, because my life has changed so much in 3 years.
Sam, what about you?
I don't have 3-year plans or anything like that. It's more of a 6-month kind of loose. We have to keep it very loose because things change in our lives so fast.
I think a lot of women will be happy to hear that you've gotten where you are without having some sort of great grand master plan and strategy.
I kind of just went with it, actually.
My son is 16 years old, and he still wears Velcro sneakers. I wish I could send him out in a tobacco field and let him do an honest day's work.
What's the most useful feedback that you've gotten?
You're not as great as everyone says you are, and you're not as awful as everyone says you are.
Not reading things about yourself is the best gift that you can give yourself.
It's a skill.
It's a skill. You have to work it out. I don't believe the negative thing that someone wrote about me, but I also don't believe the hyperbole that people will say about me. It's not useful either.
Now, the stereotype about comedy is that it's still a boys' club. Is that still true?
In the comedy world,
In the comedy
yes.
world, yes.
There's no, like, of course. But
Here's a place where the best joke wins. It doesn't really matter who it comes from.
I sort of also see the inverse of that. Like, I like being a woman and a black woman and working at this job sometimes because I can talk about what I actually do care about. So I think I also use that to my advantage.
Ladies, never lose sight of your drink ever. Don't be a doofy, watch out for a roofie.
What's your advice to a female comedian who wants to be herself, but maybe is in an industry, comedy, that isn't so welcoming?
I feel like in this business, if you constantly think about what the reward and the big picture is, it's very hard to find who your true self is. To focus on what you like to do and everybody else is the best thing that you can possibly do and write for yourself. Constantly.
Being on TV requires you to be at least a little bit vain, right? You can't show up at work just like you rolled out of bed. How How have each of you found your look?
If you look back at my old field pieces, you'll see nun's shoes, suits that are too short, suits that don't fit, polyester things. It's just a rainbow of fashion mishaps. I'm gonna say it took me 8 years out of 10 to figure out what looks good on me. And now I finally found this dress, which I really like, and I'm just gonna wear it until it falls off me.
Jessica, what about you?
I like to wear Vans, like tennis shoes a lot, because I like to be able to move. So I just kind of started doing that, and it just sort of stuck. But I remember starting to wear suits and being like, this feels comfortable. This is like as comfortable as I want to be when I'm doing comedy.
Of course, there's nothing we can do to stop this from happening, even though pretty much every other developed country has somehow stopped this from happening.
Okay, so you know Glamour Magazine does Glamour do's and don'ts. I want to ask you both for some workplace do's and don'ts. Sam, yelling at work.
Yell talking? Probably a don't. Whisper talking isn't good either. You want to strike a balance.
Friending your boss on Facebook.
That's a definite no.
That's a big time no. Let's return to a time of privacy, shall we?
Buying your boss a birthday present.
Oh.
Do or don't?
I would say no.
No.
It seems like your boss is the least likely candidate to need a gift.
Okay, so but birthday gift to the assistant then. Glamour do?
Glamour do. You boss, give your assistant a huge gift.
Ladies, thank you both so much for having me into your office today.
We're so excited.
If you enjoyed our conversation with Jessica and Samantha today, tell us so in the comments below, and be sure to let me know which career women you want to hear from next. Thanks for watching Step Into My Office, and don't forget to subscribe to the Glamour channel.